Yes, good morning. You're welcome. Welcome to the program. This morning, this is Bystanders and Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. We are here to get people talking. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Wonderful, wonderful people this morning. Yeah, this is Bystanders at the Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of the program. Today is another day in the city of Lagos, Wednesday, May 24, 2023. And I'm currently at Abiodun Jago Street, and behind me you have the newspaper stand this morning. And let's move straight to what we have for today. I have the Vanguard newspaper. I also have the Nigerian Tribune. The Vanguard and the Nigerian Tribune. Let's start with the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Bulaba. Buhari says why I closed the borders, banned rice importation. Buhari says only God can effectively guard Lake Chad to Benin border, which is 1,600 kilometers. Explains why he chose women as ministers of finance. I said, if anybody forces me, I have a good relationship with my neighbors. Niger people will defend me, he restates. Inaugurate second Niger bridge. Southeast governors name second Niger bridge after Buhari. Southeast governors name the second Niger bridge after Buhari. Above the masthead, we have presidential election petition court, merges APM, Atiku and Obi's petition, fixes May 30 to commence hearing. Nigerian students can no longer take family to UK from January. Seun Kuti released on bail, rejoicing, and people were happy. His fans were happy that he was released from bail yesterday. Okay, how I want to be buried. Olubara of Ibara speaks on that one. Let's move over to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. After May 29th, Niger Republic will defend me if. That's Buhari. Niger Republic will defend me if. Says he deliberately shut land borders. Adds that only God can secure Nigerian borders. Explain why he appointed Lady Minister of Finance. Recalls how he lost 2 children to sickle cell. Nigerians want to miss Buhari. That's from Afeni Ferry. It shows his non-committal to Nigeria. That's MBF. Buhari's statement validates earlier speculations of ties with Niger. That's Pandef. We have above the masthead presidential poll called merges Atiku Obi APM petition for hearing May 30th. Assault on police. Seun Kuti released on bail. Yes, that is from Seun Kuti. Biden announces 9-man delegation for Tinubu's inauguration. That is from that one. And Supreme Court cautions against harassment of Kogi officials. And also, ex-UK Prime Minister Tony Blair visits Bola Ahmed Tinubu and reinstates support for incoming government. With that, we have our analysis here this morning. Good morning, Mazi Raf.
Yes, my name is Raf Tresvant, and I'm telling you that Enyendeba is sitting beside me, based on punctuality. I came before Enyendeba.
Okay, that is Mr. Matthew.
Mr. Matthew. So, Mr. Matthew, your time is coming. Just wait for some minutes. We take over.
Yesterday evening, ex-Prime Minister visited Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they are saying they are going to support the incoming government. What's your take on all that?
Who's minister?
Ex-Prime Minister, UK Prime Minister.
Okay, UK Tony Prime Minister. That was, I think Blair was in the 90s after John Mayo, I think. And Blair bowed out as David Cameron did, These UK Prime Ministers, anytime there was so much criticism against their administration in the past, they normally bowed out. They don't drag it with the British citizens. Okay. They must surely bow out. And you see, of course, what happened recently, how Theresa May bows out, and how this Jewish man, Boris Johnson, bowed out as well. But coming to our own, they won't advise our leaders to what? Imitate them, to follow their own footsteps. Why not telling Buhari to bow out? See, Blair bowed out. I know, I'm sure. Yeah. And so many others are just, called. They bowed out. But our own, our gain is their what? Our pain is their gain.
Our pain
is their gain. Yes, somebody that is not doing well, somebody that is not even with a good certificate, GCE, is ruling Nigeria for a very long time. Let me tell you, Alhaji Idi Amin Dada of Uganda, no matter what he committed in the past, Buhari committed more than he. Buhari committed a lot. There was much killings in this administration. As I'm talking to you now, how many were laid down to rest in Plateau State 2 days ago? You know how many villages that was erased in Plateau State? 17 villages. By the so-called Fulani, Tunkumabi, there's a name they call that particular Fulani. They erased 17 villages. See, much killings across southeastern Nigeria. The current militarization of eastern Nigeria is because of Buhari's, bad administration. Because I don't see the reason why someone that has, that was in third position has now become number 4th person. That was what transpired in Imo State. Fulani hegemony, they use Olu in Imo State because of the kind of people Olu people are.
The kind of people.
Oh my God, you don't know the history of Olu in Imo State. The whole previous governors in Imo State are from Olu. Rocha Sokolocha is from Olu. Atiku Demwa is from Olu. Ohakim. No, Ihedioha is from Mbise. And that was the first time Mbise I think Evans and the rest of them, there was this guy, during the military regime, when Abacha was president and he was having a civilian governance. So Olo has been there all the time, and they won't allow you to go because they are the greediest people in Imo State. Olo, you never know with Olo. We know them. I'm from Anambra, and we know how to follow such people. They have succeeded in destroying Imo State because of greed. So this bad administration has brought much animosity in the east, much animosity in the southwest, much animosity in the mid-belt. Core northeast. Boko Haram is there today. The headquarters of the insurgency in Nigeria is northeastern Nigeria. That's Borno State. The so-called current vice president Chetima Kachima, was a governor when the most wanted terrorist in Nigeria was discovered in his compound, Kaberu Sokoto. Gabriel Sokoto was arrested in Chetima's compound, and nobody has done anything about it. Britain, the so-called Britain, can never do anything about it. Buhari is due for resignation since 2015. Yes, after shooting those chicks. Yes, after those Ezazaki is still incarcerated, I think, currently. After shooting those innocent chicks, Buhari was due for resignation since 8 years ago. I think you understand. Those people that have been bringing trouble, like anger, famine, deprivation of all sorts, they still hold on to power. They still are praising. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Biden announces 9-man delegation for Tinubu's inauguration.
Those delegation, Joe Biden announced or arranged to come to Nigeria. I look at them, I know that those people are not real Americans. They are not Americans with integrity. Those people are just nothing but street managers. Street managers, I mean, those people that are coming, the team that are coming to inaugurate Tinubu in Nigeria are just street managers. In Lagos, here we call them street sweepers. Yes, they are sweeping the streets. They don't know what's up. They don't know what is going on. I'm telling you the truth. They are street managers. They don't know what's up in Washington. They are not even in the White House. I am telling you that Joe Biden, his senses are deteriorating as a result of what? Old age sickness. He is so senile. Trump told him, go and rest, you are old. And he's still there. So by me inaugurating a team to come to this country to do nonsense, those teams that are coming to this country are not diplomats. They are nothing but diplomatic street sweepers. They are managing the streets in New York, Washington, all over the United States. Because they know that they want to restore ties to tighten up or strengthen up ties with Nigeria after what? Their own selfish interests. They are coming for their selfish interests. Yes, I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, Southeast governors name second Niger bridge after Buhari.
Naming second Niger bridge after Buhari, it doesn't remove me anything from my body. Let me tell you why. The former Niger bridge is a bridge in totality. If you look at the size of the bridge, the architecture of the bridge, yes. If you look at that bridge, the former one, I'm talking about the former one, you will know that Niger bridge is Niger bridge. This very one they brought here in Igbo language, we call it Ogbe. Do you know the meaning of Ogbe? A stem from a tree. The length might be 10 meters in length. I think you know the meaning of what I'm saying. Yeah. You are talking about almost 50 feet. But it's a stem cut in size. Then if there is a stream or river that disturbs communities from transportation, from going into their farms, we carry such ogbe or stem and cross that stream or river. That is what we call ogbe. The modern second Niger bridge is ogbe. A tree stem that is crossed across, they laid it across River Niger so that people will what? From Midwest to Southeastern Nigeria. That is not a bridge. A bridge that the term second Niger bridge is like when you are eating a food. I'm trying to make an illustration, or you call it figure of speech. When you are eating, let's say I'm eating now and you are looking at me. I know that food I'm eating, you want it. You look at me, I guess my time. You don't look at me like they watch me, the way the food is going down my throat. I said, man, let me surprise this guy. I will say, ne, take, magene bunem. Take it. Don't kill me with your grinning and gazing and glancing. I'm eating. Just that one is ne, take, magene bunem naya. That bridge is not a bridge. What I saw there, it is on paper, it is on cam. I watch it on the television. The former bridge, oh my God, is an edifice. Edifice before this one, in regard of this one. This is not a bridge. It does not meet up with modern technology, architecture that is needed for real bridge. What we call modern bridge. Let me tell you, it's not fit. What we have there, Christian, is a
Southeast governors have come together to inaugurate the bridge.
Have we finished? Thank you so much. Southeast governors that have come together. Who are they to the Southeasterners? Are they our governors? Are they not our taskmasters, slave masters that have been aligning with their Fulani Hausa masters in the north to what? To oppress the Southeasterners. The idea we lack various infrastructures across the states of Southeast. They could not put anything like developmental employment infrastructure for the youth of that part of Nigeria to benefit. The idea just for their own selfish interests. What are you saying? Southeast governors, we have governors, we don't have governors. What we have is errand boys. Errand boys like Uzodimma, Fulani governor. Errand boys like Umahi. See, let me tell you, before they incorporate you, before they include you or call you over to be among the ruling class in Nigeria, you would have undergone what I know within myself. It's called either in Arabic language or in Arab or English, but I know that they brought it from Arab. See, let me tell you, sodomy. You're a man, you're a politician, you want to be with the like of articles. Somebody like also Kanu. They sodomize him before he joined them. That is how they initiate them. That is a cult. They have cults. All those Igbo politicians that are running around our Fulani hegemony, they are into same cults. And they be, let me use the general language, Ajagi Gbogbo as a man. Those are larges. Sodomization. They sodomize them before they join them. So they are there for their selfish interests. It's not for the youth of the Southeast. It's not for my family. It's not for your family. What we are getting today and enjoying today in Igbo land is a personal industry, personal diligence, personal industriousness. We work hard in the Southeast. I don't understand me. It's private, just let me say entrepreneurship is what is helping Igbo man today. Not the governors, not the senators. Yes, personal effort. Yes, that is what God has given us. Yes, to many, God has given them gifts. If you don't know, in the Southeastern Nigeria, God has written it down that Anambra dominates, followed by Maybe
let
Imo,
us start
Abia.
that conversation.
No. Let me tell you. See, we dominate on entrepreneurship. It's of course clear. If you go to Anambra State today, from toilet roll to tiles, Indomie, made in a cool industry there, and a cool industry, and many other industries. See, I was surprised that I discovered that this aluminum sheet, they manufacture it in Igbo land. They don't come across the Niger, nothing like that across the bridge to buy such products. Igbo man is manufacturing it there. Go to Nkwonewi. I've been going there. Go to what do you call Ihiala, all those areas. We have everything. Go to Aba. What are you saying? Abia State is a producer state. They produce even better than China. See, let me tell you, federal government turned their back on us since 1970 after the war, and we are still doing well. This incoming regime, have you seen any Igbo man in that cabinet? That is it. It's another journey. Okay, the other Onyama. After they finish, okay, the other Onyama. After I said the other Onyama, na drug dealer or 419 in Lagos, in USA. Onyama, if they include him, that's good. I don't bloody care. If they include 50 Igbo, let me tell you, Ngige should be there, fine. But let me tell you, this is a journey, step towards achievement of that state that we have been agitating to be on our own. We are on the ladder towards what? Achievement.
Okay, lastly, we have
realization of Biafra.
After May 29, Niger Republic will defend me if
he knows that his Niger Republic, he will run to that place for shelter. Yes, he has a fortified mansion he built there. So all his kinsmen, they will be there. After all, he's a bloody Islamist. He's going to stay that place. Yes, because his life is in danger here. After Halima Hajia, what is that his name? Aisha Buhari voiced out now 2 weeks. It wasn't up to 2 weeks. That the man isn't my husband though. People was like, true. Iran again. As I'm talking to you now. I've never seen a first lady that estranged himself or distanced himself from Aso Rock like Hajia Aisha Buhari. The office of first lady is empty there because the person that is at Aso Rock is not her husband. I like that woman because he's been so blunt. He's making all his reasons and points clear before everybody. He's not afraid of death even. Hajia Aisha Buhari has come out. He said it. And what Nnamdi Kanu said on and on is coming to pass. All these foolish politicians in Nigeria are calling him what? They are belittling him. They are calling him that child. Is that boy, is he that will decide for us? Why they don't know that they are all that is morons, riffraffs, buffon nitwit, buffons. All of them, they are buffons. See, Nnamdi Kanu is going to laugh at last. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a honorable. Yeah, good morning.
So you decided to promote Mr. Araf
I'm calling you honorable.
to the patron of Yendeba.
Let's move on. Yeah.
I know you have been established as the coordinator of Yendeba.
Which one? Is it chairman or coordinator?
No, you are taking over from Lucky. Lucky is not the chairman, you are the coordinator. Why Araf is the patron?
I know. Our viewers watching us, they know the general secretary of Yendeba and Yendebia.
David is one that brought Yendeba to this platform.
Okay, let's move on. Many persons were rejoicing as Seun Kuti was released on bail.
It's not about rejoicing. It's about, I think he will subsequently be arraigned in court and he'll have his day in court. Just like his counsel, Falan has said that he had briefed him that he has some good ground for to defend himself. So, though, however I look at it, freedom is good. So, breathing the breath of freedom is a welcome development for him and for everybody that is around him. But I think the ultimate thing is, if the police is eventually pursuing that case, how to find out is a major issue.
Yeah, you just have skepticism about this case.
No, the issue is, in Nigeria, it's difficult. We don't have implicit confidence in our judiciary. So because of that, even if you have a good case, it depends on who is interested in the case and who is not interested. That will determine whether there will be fairness in the way and manner the court, the judges address it.
That's an indictment on the justice.
You may call it indictment. That is your choice of word. Because I have seen an instance, even the former CJN, I'm talking about Justice Onoha, Chief Justice of Nigeria. The way and manner he was removed from office, even as he went to court and got some level of restraint order. The authorities that were in support of his removal. So not even the court of law with all the restraining order could stop it. So when I say that it depends on who is involved in a case and the interest that will determine justice in Nigeria, I know what I'm saying.
Okay, let's look at Biden announces 9-man delegation for Tinubu's inauguration.
That is his business. I'm not interested in the.
Why you?
I'm not interested in the inauguration.
It's in the news, so.
He may decide to come in person. It's not my problem.
So what is the business? What's the problem now?
I don't see. I'm not going there. So if Biden is coming in person or is sending delegation, it's none of my business. Or how do you want me to?
The Labour Party presidential candidate once said that they should not interfere into the issues until the court.
It's not about interference. It's about that the umpire declared a winner. And as a sovereign state, America is, they are not, it doesn't behove on them to come here to decide who is the president or who is not the president. As long as the man is the president-elect and there is an inauguration coming up, so I think what they do is to honor the invitation to attend. But again, I think our major problem is lack of confidence in judicial process. It's not even about America. Because if there is confidence or if the judiciary or the judges are known to dispense justice in cases and Nigerians have confidence in their ability to dispense justice, nobody will bother whether you have a president-elect who is to be sworn in, vis-a-vis the case continuing. Problem, or rather the apprehension and fear of Nigerians and people who feel dissatisfied with the process of the election and the election result is because once you have the president sworn in and he becomes the president, he's the almighty president of Nigeria and he's like a king god in Nigeria. It becomes difficult for anybody to tinker or threaten his legitimacy.
Okay, King Joe Ogba says, good morning to you, Matthew, the chairman general of Indian.
You are the one saying it, nobody said it. I want to remain focused. I don't want to look, I don't want to be distracted. He's not saying it. Nobody says so. Nobody says so. I don't want to be distracted. Who made you, are you doing interviewing me?
Okay,
I should leave this
why
place.
I closed the borders, banned rice importation.
You know, see what David is saying? He's the one that brought Yeneba to the platform.
Why I closed borders, banned rice importation, that's Buhari.
I think Buhari should accept that he has failed. Why you close border? You are not looking at the impact of the border closure, the hardship, the economic impact, and all that. So for me, I think he failed in that regard. Because at the same time, you were talking about checking proliferation of light weapons as part of the reasons you are due to closing the border, in addition to forcing Nigerians to go back to farm. We equally have increase in kidnapping, killing, terrorism, even some other splinter terrorist organization sprang up. So I think Buhari failed. So he should have his face in shame. He cannot be telling us why I closed border. And for me, I don't see any success that came with the closure of border.
Okay, why I borrowed the borrowed funds? He said it's tied with projects.
Okay, you are his postman.
The borrowed fund, he said, is tied with projects.
You know why I like you? You are a renowned journalist. I want you to go further.
You want to put me on the spot?
I want you to go further
I understand what you are saying.
to unravel the area, how he utilized those money. In your investigative journalism.
From the nation. Let me come in.
No, I like you because you are a renowned journalist. So
let me come in, Mr. Mike. Buhari has said that the monies that were borrowed by his administration is tied to different projects. I just want to react to that.
I'm not disputing it, and it behoves on
I'm
you.
not holding brief for Buhari.
I know, even as you have denied holding brief, it behoves on you as a journalist who knows how to go about.
He made a hanging statement, so that will be later. We'll do that investigation later.
Okay.
So if you have anything to respond now.
In respect of
What I just said.
what did you say?
I said, what's your take on what he said? That most of the money borrowed are tied to projects.
I was only joking anyway. Mr. President is have mortgaged this country. To be quite honest with you, how can you tell me that you came in and met the profile of 12.12 trillion and you jack it up to about 80 trillion? We are looking at about 68 point something trillion he borrowed. So for me, I don't see any project you can point to and say, yes, this is the project that is executed by SY amount borrowed from SY Bank from abroad, World Bank, Exim Bank from China, and all that. So for me, look at the way I miss borrowing that the National Assembly shamelessly approved recently, 22 trillion naira. Did they provide detail of the expenditure? Obviously, no. It's quite unfortunate that we have an administration that is coming on board that may not have the willpower to look into the books and call people to question.
They may not have the willpower to look into the
Yes. I don't expect a Tinubu administration to have the willpower to question Buhari's administration in terms of misappropriation of funds. That is the unfortunate part of it. Otherwise, you would have seen that this Buhari and his team ran this country aground. They mortgaged this country. For a man that is counting down his age to plug the country into monumental debt that he cannot live to pay is quite unfortunate.
Okay. Let's move on. We have the second Niger bridge. Southeast governor's name is after Buhari.
I don't have an issue with that because he built it. I don't have an issue with that. Because if you ask me, I'll tell you that he tried.
Yeah.
In seeing
Maybe
that.
you can tie that bridge to one of the borrowings.
You see that bridge, from what we have made to understand, even after the bridge have gotten to even completion stage, part of the money or Abacha salute that were recovered, even a project that have received approval and fund released. At a point, part of Abacha salute were released. They even say they want to use part of it to fund their project again. But if you ask me, I'll give him credit for the execution of that project. And if you ask me whether he's justified to be for that bridge to be named after him, I'll tell you the justification.
What justification?
Because
he built it.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Tony Blair, ex-PM of the UK, visited President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I said that they are going to support his incoming government. Can you respond to that?
His personal visit, he's not representing British government. He's not.
He's a leader. He's a British.
He came on a personal ground. He's not representing British government. So I think it's borders on his personal interest. Though he have a foundation, yes, that talks about good governance. It's on that platform he visited. So for me, I think it's a personal ground. They may have their personal dealing.
On Friday, May 26th, will be the Supreme Court ruling on Shetima's double candidacy.
I don't want you to push me into prejudice, because if I begin to ventilate on it, extrapolate
your fans, your viewers,
and
they
extrapolate
like to know your thoughts on
how
it.
the case will go, that amount of prejudice, and I can assure you that the Nigerian constitution frowns at that. So I allow the court to decide.
Okay. Lastly, after May 29, Niger Republic will defend me if.
The issue is, I think all these statements coming from Muhammadu Buhari in this nick of time, you see a man who has failed in many fronts, and he's running when no one is pursuing. Even if a Buhari decide to be in Naura, be in Abuja, in Lagos, I can assure you that a Tinubu administration will not find him wanting, will not even question him. Like I just said before now, that the unfortunate thing is that a Tinubu administration may not have the power to fight corruption. And to that extent, all the looters under Muhammad Buhari will just go home and enjoy their loot. Because nobody will come after them.
For me, I will call that prejudice.
You
Although
don't,
it's
you
not
don't,
tied to the constitution.
you don't, I don't know what you mean by
There's no legal-
prejudice.
There's no legal
It is
framework
not,
connected
it is,
to that. But you are
it is not,
prejudicing
no,
the APC and
no, it is not the case before the court. So what am I prejudicing?
that's what I'm saying.
You may call it an
are-
allegation,
yeah.
not
I
prejudice.
say I call it leave it.
No, you are wrong by calling it
Are you
prejudice.
talking to the chairman?
Am I okay? You are the chairman of Yendewa.
Thank you very much. The General Secretary in Yindeba and Yindeba. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Christian, and
Good
to
morning.
SM fans. Good morning.
Um,
What is on board?
why I closed borders and banned rice importation was talking about the influx of arms and also criminals. That's why he had to close borders and ban importation. That's Buhari.
And how does that solve the proliferation of arms?
These are the issues that we are looking at.
Uh, it is needless. Nigerians, as far as I know, does not want to know whatever explanation is given is immaterial, and I think it's just like flogging a dead horse. So it doesn't make any
Like what
sense.
Obasanjo said.
So he has failed, and there is nothing he can do about that. Even though you extend his tenure to the next 20 years, Buhari will always fail. So you can't just change the spot of a tiger overnight. It's indelible, it's inherent within him, and failure is part of his destiny. Making reference to 1984, it's just a replication of what transpired then. But it's unfortunate that we have a more elongated season of wars, agony, and pain. Just to say the least, have you not been in this country where close to more than, if not, yes, 100,000 people lost their life, defenseless Nigerians? And you're telling me, as a result of the dastard acts of course, the Fulani militias. So where did they get the arms? If you are shutting the southern borders because of the flimsy excuses you are presenting to of course, the gullible ones who might want to listen to you. There have not been, even during Jonathan, before he assumed this devastating office, that have left Nigeria more devastated, more divided than ever. The borders were opened and people are feeling well. So how does closing or shutting the borders help in the to checkmate the proliferation of arms or insurgency or Boko Haram under your watch? You can imagine even his body language suggests or presupposes that he has a stake in whatever is happening. You see, you have not decisively addressed the issue of Fulani militias, Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists. Instead, calling them bandits is just to undermine the truth. These are world-acclaimed terrorists. Look at what is happening. More than 17 or 20 villages or communities have been eradicated in Jos. And unfortunately, the locals were calling for the attention or for the militaries to come to their aids, all to no avail.
No. It's futile.
So you can now understand what is playing out. You shut the borders against the south while you opened up the entire porous borders of the north. inviting, of course, your brothers from the Sahel, from other Sudans and uh, African countries, North African countries, to come in, even without being checked, without visa on arrival. So you're telling us you shot why you saw the southern borders, Idioroko and the rest of them within the south. So why didn't you also shot that of the north? So that is the point. And then why is it that even in Kaduna State, the same non-state actors infiltrate, invade camps to the extent that even when you claim you shot borders. Nigerian Defense Academy, the military where you house the armory, the weaponry, the arsenal of the state, was invaded and was burned to ashes after cutting away whatever they needed to do their biddings. Even kill most of the, of course, people they see there, majors and all that, high-ranking officers. And today everything was just shut, covered up, as if nothing is happening. And as it stands now, Nigeria has no security personnel or armory to defend the territorial integrity of the Nigerian state. That is why the invasion is still persisting. Boko Haram is still expanding. Look at George. If you claim you have the equipment, human capacity or military capacity, and the armory to defend your state, itself, why is the invasion, the genocide going on in Jos, in southern Kaduna? Needless to talk about other, of course, escalations. Benue, Medugri, even Katsina is not safe. The last time he went there, he was stoned. So I wonder what will happen to him after he probably making, of course, he's making an arrangement to spend the rest of his life in Niger
So
Republic.
if anybody forces me, I have a good relationship with my neighbors. Niger people will defend
That
me.
is where he is. It's not just, if actually is the Buhari, because what is happening in Nigeria is horrifying. People can cover up impunity for as long as, of course, nature permits them. But that notwithstanding, you have a good relationship with Niger. We understood that. Of course, that is the reason why you bought patrol vans for them. You built Eldorados. You built the refineries. You, of course, constructed the railway so that to enable you move your wealth or whatever you have accrued over these 8 years down to that place. It is needless. You are not the first person that embezzled money. Go and ask Abacha where he is with all the looted funds and even Babangida them. Go and ask them. People has been in that shoe before. So what matters is, of course, is to face your own the consequences of your actions or inactions, while unfortunately, will I say, being in power.
Okay, looking at the second Niger bill, Southeast governors named it after Buhari.
It has never been a center of attraction as far as an average fast Southeasterner is concerned. What bothers the Southeasterners most is the issue of survival. This last 8 years has been so unbearable and very pathetic because of the nonchalant attitude and insensitivity on the part of the government of Nigeria. Most of the major roads, the federal roads, are unattended to. They have caused more casualties, more deaths than ever imagined. They have become, of course, safe havens for kidnappers and every other, of course, militaries who may want to take undue advantage of that. So it is not a problem of an average Southeasterner. And that in any way does not attract any foreign investments in the Southeast. Even the local investments are being crippled. by the, of course, i- irresponsible and unguided policies of this administration. In terms of economy and, of course, other social angles. So it is not something an average Easterner should celebrate. By the way, Jonathan started it. So what has he initiated? What is his legacy to the Southeastern people? Not just completing something that had been awarded over the years before Jonathan left office. So what did you initiate under your own regime? What did you do to the Southeastern people? Not complete using Niger bridge. What is Niger? If Care is not talking, that thing might not last long. But it's immaterial. It can be pulled down anyway, and
It can be pulled down.
if eventually collapse, not what stop, of course, the masses to discard that. The important thing is that he has not been fair to the Southeast, and of course, that does not suggest that he has to decide the future of the Southeastern people. So we have not felt better, and of course, where his presence is not felt, his absence means nothing. So that is not the problem. The fundamental problem of the South, an average Southeasterner, is survival. And to this extent, that informs the reason why the agitation for the restoration of Biafran state is not dying down. It's getting more momentum. It's flourishing. Because every average Southeasterner have come to realize, except for the disgruntled, of course, political elites, that they have no future in Nigeria. It has been well spent, well beyond, of course, any doubt. Any doubt that they have no future in Nigeria. That's why they have been skipped out of the political events within the Nigeria. And the Charlie formula, are you not aware that most of the projects awarded to the Southeast was diverted to Lagos? Some were built in Sulere.
Even the Dangote refinery was supposed to be in Ogun State, but something happened.
My concern is the Southeastern people. You have not done anything, no policy, no projects, substantial projects that have been carried out in the Southeast. You see, the unfortunate thing is that even the state governors are not doing the needful.
And that one in Ebonyi State.
Was it a project initiated by the federal government? These are, what is that his name? Umahi initiated it from the state treasury. He saw the need to, being that Southeastern people are over 70% are the most traveled within the Nigerian state. In terms of direct investment, I mean importation, they are taking the lead. So why should they be denied the opportunity and the convenience to board, of course, air flights from their own vicinity rather than coming to Abuja or Lagos or Kano? That is an extension of brutality, suppression. So to this end, unfortunately, even the one they call the international airport in Enugu is not functioning because systematically they want to suppress and skip out the entire Southeast, of course, from the reign of prosperity, but which they failed for 3.5 years after declaring total war, genocide against the entire Southeast.
Complaints. We never see anything good in any government. Are we not ungrateful?
We never see anything good in government. Where is it residing? If it's residing in diaspora, is that how government is being run? And if the government do not meet up to responsibility, don't the people troop out to protest?
Where it is.
Is it not enjoying free health scheme? wherever he might be, if he's in UK or in US. So can he shamefully compare the governments of UK or other Western world to what is happening in Nigeria? No, that is fundamental question you have to ask. Even when they are doing seemingly well, the people also protest, demand that the right thing be done. What is due for them? The office of the citizen is the greatest office within a state that even employed Buhari. Buhari is just an employer of the office of the people, of the citizens of the Nigerian state. So nothing could be much to demand. Of course, he has not done even anything compared to the billions or trillions of naira that was borrowed that could not be accounted for. Are you telling me it was the billions or trillions of naira that was used to build the second Niger bridge? That is madness. Tell him complaining. Let him come and solve the problem and people to stop complaining. What you're complaining is what is affecting you directly and the masses of this nation. If things are working well, if you have a society, an egalitarian society where people live out their dreams, expectations, where the government creates enabling environment, where the life and property of the Nigerians or citizens or people residents are the priority of the government, will people complain? You can't go about your duties, legitimate duties, without fear of being killed, kidnapped, or hacked to death. And you say complaining, people are grateful for what? You see? Even when there are some natural disasters or issues that the government should cushion the effects, didn't you receive palliative allowances and bonuses wherever he resides? So it's unfortunate to turn blind eyes to what is happening in Nigeria. People are saying the direct impacts or effects of what they are overbearing, which you can, of course, make reference and make your own research. This is exactly what is happening.
What is the solution?
Have you felt any better either since this administration? So what is the progress made in the last 8 years? Government should have been, they say, progressive. What progress have you made? This dispensation have taken us 100 years behind. And possibly the next dispensation might possibly take us 1,000 years behind. Why? Because you have not set the right presidents. You have not gotten it right. You continue to extend the errors of the past. You see, look at the INEC, the electoral umpire who called themselves independent. Look at the shenanigans. Look at what they are playing out. Not being able to furnish, of course, the legal counsels who, of course, applied for the documents after three months. You declared an election which it is most contested ever in the history of Nigerian political space. And you cannot provide the results to which you arrive at those conclusions. So how can you get it right? How can you get it right when you are not prepared to do the right thing?
Way forward, my brother.
I may ask you, what is the way forward? What are your plans? That is fundamental. What Nigerians are looking for now is survival. Look at their faces. If things are working well, this is not how your face should look, Christian. Huh? You should be riding a car now, and what you are paying cannot take you home, take me anywhere. That is the truth. So you cannot compare people who has families. How are they surviving? It is a matter of survival. I tell me complaining. Come and solve the problem. Most of them jabbered, and of course, because they saw there was no future for this country. And they have the opportunity, or perhaps take the risk of course, to Japa.
My brother, I beg.
I don't know why
Save your strength.
David is still here.
Save your strength.
Huh? You never go save your Bia. Abi, you have to blame Buhari for this Bia. Huh?
Save your strength, Bazi.
No, that is the fundamental issue. So
I'm not feeling fine, sir.
I'm not myself. I need to go and take bed, self, because Amazon can Amam kene meme ine nyere m aka gị nyekwere m aka na o wee mege to my burial.
Wow. My brother, you can be arrested for this. Oh. If you are taking paper, just tell me. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Akiseti.
You are laughing.
I will laugh now because Mr. Chigoze said, sorry, bros. Mr. Chigoze said, look at the faces of Nigerians.
I use my face as example.
Use your face as
Me, I don't find before.
Study. Don't be fine. Now, money don't make her fine. You get fine. If you get money, you go fine now.
Okay.
Good morning to you, everyone. Good morning to our viewers. You in the bar. You give this side, you give this side. So that the equation will be balanced. When you give this side.
Buhari has given the Southeast second Niger bridge. So is the equation balanced?
Did you ask Mr. Chigoze that question?
I asked him that.
What was his response?
The South are not interested in it.
Now, Peter, good job. Well, see, though it's a welcome development, it's a welcome development for him to have completed that bridge. At least it will use traffic in that region. But the fundamental basis is in that same southeast. As government, is there government presence there? Is there federal government presence there? Has the federal government created enabling?
I can't be airport.
They talk federal government presence. They talk is a Akanobi International Airport. Is it working? Most persons who want to fly to UK, US, they will still come down to Lagos and then board flights. So is it working? No.
You say it's not effective.
Which one is not effective? Is it working presently? Federal government just remodeled one airport and then named the airport Akanubia. Nothing is going on there. So that one is not matter for discussion.
So, okay, let's move on. We have after May 29, Niger Republic will defend me if you people disturb me too much.
The question begging for answer is, where is Mr. Buhari from? Because he has kept on diverse occasions. He has made reference to this Niger Republic. Does he have any affiliation with this Niger Republic? Don't forget, he built train. He constructed train from here to Maraba.
Yes.
From I think from Kano or from one northern region to Maraba. What affiliation does the president have with Niger Republic? It shows that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying is true.
What did he say?
That Buhari does not come from Nigeria. Because if a president
saying that they will defend me,
defend him on what basis? On what basis? This is a country he ruled. So why would an external country defend you? So I think these are words. These are phrases Nigeria needs to go back and think that what is happening. Because Obasanjo, when he left the seat of president, he cannot say Benin Republic would defend me. That means there's no ties. That means there's no link. There's no nexus. Now, Buhari has said if he leaves office before now that if Nigeria disturbs him too much, he will go to Niger and relax. Yesterday now he said if Nigeria worries him too much, that was Niger Republic would defend him. The answer is not far-fetched. That the president of Nigeria today is not Nigerian.
Something you are not telling us.
Is there something Buhari himself is not telling us? Buhari is not Nigerian. With his actions, yes. Because for him to have made mention of this Niger Republic twice, it shows something is fishy.
It shows the president is not Nigerian. That was why when the Seme border, when the Iroko border was being closed, don't forget that the border in Sokoto that links you to Niger Republic is been open.
It's managed.
Ilela border
It's managed.
is open. People come in, goods go in and come out. That is the border between Sokoto and Niger Republic. Yes, Ilela border. So the president, imagine for 8 years, a man who's in Nigeria has been piloting affairs of this country. And are you telling me most persons, most leaders knows this? But Nnamdi Kanu have come then I used to criticize Nnamdi Kanu for saying that Buhari is not in Nigeria. Then I was so gullible. But now Buhari himself have said that repeatedly that if that he will go to the Niger Republic, if this he go to the Niger Republic, it shows he is not a Nigerian. That is why he has maltreated us for a good 8 years. An average Nigerian man has been suffering on the streets. No work, no food. But go to north, you see, this same man has built infrastructure. Where I begin to have reminisce, and then have everything was when he built train from Kano to the Niger Republic, Malaba. That what is fishy. Now he has made it clear that he's not in Nigeria. For a good 8 years, a foreigner was piloting the affairs of this country, and the media, you people, could not report it. Shame on the media.
A foreigner.
He's a foreigner, yes, he is.
You are making an allegation that if they take you to court,
It is obvious. Which principal allegation?
from just this statement,
Which statement?
just conclude that he's a foreigner.
Yeah.
Eh?
He has been saying.
From this statement,
Yes,
just conclude.
this is second.
Is it enough to take you to court?
This is the second time.
Acceptance?
This is the second time he's saying it. He said if Nigeria disturbs him too much, that much, he said he will relocate to where? To Nigeria.
Anybody can say so.
To do what there? If he does not have an inflation with
It's an allegation.
no.
That
If he does not have an affiliation, if he does not hail from the Niger Republic, would he have uttered such statements?
Kule has an affiliation with Ivory Coast. Does this mean he's not in Nigeria?
Kule has an affiliation.
With Ivory Coast. Does it mean he's not in Nigeria?
Now, Mr. Kule's mother hails from Ivory Coast. Does his body parents? Is his mother?
I don't know about
No. I'm asking you.
Kule has
No.
an affiliation
I just
with
told you.
Ivory Coast.
I just told you,
Why
Mr.
can't I-
I just told you, Mr. Kule affiliation. Body mother is not from the Republic. Neither is his father. So what affiliation does he have in the Republic? So Mr. Christian, when we wear this thing, it shows either his father or his father should hail from the state. Yes, because no man would not look up and say, any small thing, I will relocate to this place. Any small thing, I will relocate to place. It's a sad one. After impoverishing Nigerians for 8 years, it's too bad.
Okay, somebody said something. I want to get water or mineral if you can demystify what this person said. He said, that means Ayo Ore, he said, Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba ìbàjẹ́ ètò. Did I get it?
Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba.
Ìbàjẹ́ ètò. What does it mean?
Ètò.
Yeah.
Ètò. Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba.
Ètò. Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba ìbàjẹ́ ètò.
Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba.
What's the meaning of that, Mr. Ayo? So that if he gets it, I'll get him a drink.
Come again.
Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba ìbàjẹ́ ètò.
That's
Ètò ETO.
it is the negligence of government that has kept us in this situation Nigerians have found themselves. That's for my own way of reasoning it.
Okay. Ìbàjẹ́ ìjọba ìbàjẹ́ ètò.
Yes.
That means
It has been a failure of government.
if the government
I've done
fails,
the people
it's going to affect people.
No, it will affect the planning. If no, Eto means plan. Eto. It would be upright.
Okay, I have something for you. Don't worry. At the end of the program.
So
let's look at why I close. So we have to talk about why I closed borders banned the rice importation because of the influx of arms and criminals. He says.
why would it because of influx of armed and criminals ban border? Not, but we were on this place when Lamame said the reason why Mr. President banned rice, it was because he wanted to encourage our local farmers. That was what Lamame. That was the reason he cited that the president is trying to encourage local farmers whom that was the local farmers cannot produce. But 8 years along the rights, both the local farmers' rights we cannot see. Foreign rice is now circulating in their market. Even the local farmers again cannot go to farm because of influx of Fulani herdsmen.
They give them loans.
Influx of bandits. Yes, you get them loan. Bandits you go to loan and kill them. You get them loan. The farmers will get the loan. I will not return to farm. And government will not even ask about the loan. That what have you done with this loan? You give them loan. You get people who are on serious loans. But those who are willing to go to farm to produce this farm produce, you are not giving them loan. The loan is being given to them, to only the northern farmers. What happened to the southern farmers? This excuse, to me, is a Chinese excuse. The president, if clueless was a person, if clueless was a name,
Our savior in 2015. Mr. Integrity.
no, it was their savior. From onset, Buhari was never my savior because I knew he's coming to cause more havoc. I knew. That's like the way I'm not expecting anything from Asiwaju. If he tries, fine. But if he does not perform, fine. Because it is only a man you expect much from him. If he fails you, you tend to believe like what see. There was so much hope and expectation. Bola Ahmed Asiwaju today, I'm not expecting anything different from him.
From Balabu.
From Mr. Balabu, yes. I'm not. If he does the needful, fine. And then if he does not, fine, because my expectation is limited. Tell him, see, why is custom in the border? Why is immigration there? If you cannot control the influx of ammunitions, then why are they being paid? What is giving silly excuse? This excuse is silly one because he ought to have been spanked when he said that.
President.
Yes.
President.
Yes.
I got some respect to the office.
No, I'm according because this excuse it shows is that the president is not ready was never ready for the tax. Telling Nigerians why you banned rice. Now, did you know the negative effect of this? How many persons have died? Because now, what he told us was that he wanted to promote local farmers. But there was nothing
have
Yoruba be Nigeria, and this comes from Nigeria. He said Nigeria, yes, Nigeria is brutality. Yeah, I support the development and progress of this nation, Nigeria. Yes, under any party that is coming to convey the development principles of this country, I support everybody. Anybody. Yes. Let me say, I support Nigeria. So now, and it's about the talk about tickets.
You don't rig your cooler out. If I don't rig it out. Okay, never interview. I hope you are not rigging out.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Thank you, everyone, for having this patient with us. We had a network glitch, and it's being rectified this morning. Mr. Kule, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Good morning. Thank God it's another day for me. I have to just thank God. Count down to my birthday. 4 days time now. I will be half a century. And I want to thank God for all He has been doing in my life. He never looked at my shortcoming, but He's still keeping me on. I thank God. And I want to thank people that are having mercy on me. And gbogbo àwọn tó yọ́nú sí mi, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba náà máa máa rí. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń bínú sí mi, ìgbà tí Ọlọ́run ọba náà máa máa rí.
Pray for your enemies.
I don't need to pray for enemy. Ìgbà tí Ọlọ́run. No, na so church we dey sing am for church sef. If you verse with me, na slap of God.
Is that what Jesus preached?
That is the song we sing for the enemies.
No, I'm talking about what Jesus preached.
Did your enemy love you? The enemy that wants you to be,
pray for your enemies.
the enemy that wants you dead. They want you dead. So would you pray for that kind of enemy?
Okay, let's move on. Shehu Kuti released on bail.
Yeah, he has to. But he must have learned his lesson. You know?
Must have.
Yes, he must have learned his lesson. You don't slap a police. You know, if you slap a police, you slap the federal government. And, nevertheless, police have their own shortcoming. I don't like to be in the midst of police. I always have phobia for them. But what he did, is very wrong. We will have find a civil way to deal with that police. Even if it is just to petition him, take him to the IG, or write the Police Service Commission for him to be probed, So all these police, at times, you don't need to just vest your anger, because if you vest your anger on them, you will still end up in trouble. So it's better you manage them the way they are.
Manage them
You manage
and
them.
they continue doing what they are doing.
No, I'm saying manage them that you will not be, they can provoke you to the extent you get angry and you can, do and undo. Police. If you slap police, you slap federal government. And you can't fight governments. So Eosheun cannot fight governments. With all his millions of disciples, you can't fight government. But he can change the narrative of government through his music. Through his music.
Let's move on. We have Buhari. Why I close borders, banned rice importation.
Mr. Buhari, you goofed with that statement. Mr. Buhari, why you close border then, you suffered a lot of Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians had untimely death. Some Nigerians had untimely death because of this hunger in the land. You don't need to close border. You close Seme border, but Niger border was not closed. Chad border was not closed. Foods are coming in. So please, don't let us go there. I don't even want to go there because that time the border was closed. We faced hunger, we faced starvation seriously, and being that we are not productive countries, we don't produce. We are only buying, importing. So it ought not to have closed border at that time because all these food amenities that he banned then by closing the border, we really paid dear for it with the local one we have or with the imported one. Just like Naira policy. All this bad policy just came under Mr. Buhari. I don't know why. I just don't know why. That's why I say we don't want. This will be the last military khaki man turning to Agbada, to come and rule us. We don't need any military encroaching the democracy space. Yes, we don't as a Democrat. They all disguise as Democrat, but when they come in,
Starting with
Obasanjo. Starting with Obasanjo. So we don't need any ex-military men, turning to Agbada and coming up to rule our democratic space. We don't need them any longer. Mr. Buhari should be the first and the last. We don't want any ex-military to govern this country again. That's my own take on it.
I said, if anybody forces me, I have a good relationship with my neighbors. The Niger people will defend me.
Who says so?
Buhari.
It's now glaring. All the presidents we have been having, majority of them, they are not even Nigerian. If you look at Mr. Abacha too, is he a Nigerian? Look at Buhari. Buhari has an ally with Niger. And point of correction that David was saying the other time. My mom is not from Cote d'Ivoire. My father married my mom in their village, and he took my mom to Cote d'Ivoire because my grandfather could not sponsor my father to America because his two senior brothers has been there already. So he now said he has no money. So my father now decided traveling is traveling. If I Cote d'Ivoire myself go, now travel. So that's why I found myself, they gave back to me in Cote d'Ivoire.
Somebody said Tinubu no be Nigeria or na Guinea.
We're saying that. That's a joke. That's just
most of our presidents are not.
Yeah, Tinubu is a Nigerian. Tinubu is a core Osun / Lagos. His father is from Osun, while his mother is a Lagosian. One of the Abibatu Magaji, salesperson. So that is why I'm telling you, if you want to know history of Tinubu, go to their family house. They will tell you Oha.
So Niger people will defend me. Is this talking against Nigeria or where does it belong?
Is maybe maternal side. I don't know which part of the.
No, making that statement as the president of the country.
Because he believes in the J.
Will defend you.
Because he believes in the J citizens. Yeah, the Nigerian citizens.
That you are.
Because we are too.
Years.
Because the way they took him up that he's dead. That is not Buhari. Is what's it called? What's the guy name? You don't know. You don't want to say it. They say it's not Buhari that is in power. What's that name they call him then? Can you? It's Jubri. They said it's Jubri. you know. So for somebody to be calling you or wishing you dead when you are still alive, you know, he has seen his own part of the bash, and he has given Nigerians to their own part of the bash from him by punishment. I believe maybe Buhari purposely punished Nigerians for that says that he's dead, is Jubilee that is on